We are live over here at the famous or infamous Hunts Point Market, Hunts Point Produce Market. Brothers and sisters, this is your man again, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, giving a final breakdown and breakdown the breakdowns. All right. As we last left off and stuff, I was over there in what was I at? Hartford, Connecticut, at the Freightliner dealership, where they had to do some things and stuff because I had an MIL light. And so let's give a breakdown of the breakdown of breakdowns. So here was the final breakdown of the cost of what happened. And let's see. So here we go. Check and advise, MIL light, first diagnosed, replaced, def bladder, DPFs, clamps, and gaskets. That came up to $1160. Then we got screw machine, the accumulator for the ashes and stuff. You got to get that reset. The filters. Let's see, the filters, the core charges, the clamps, bolts, nut springs, clamps, all that stuff there. So $2,779.18 in parts. Labor is $11,160. Then you got the taxes and all that other good stuff there and everything. So, and here's what it broke down to and stuff. 4266.42. All right, now some things and stuff I want to get some breakdowns on right here. Okay, would you advise a new driver to buy a truck straight out of CDL school? No. The reason why I wouldn't advise you to do it is because you need at least a year's experience. So if you're going in for a year's experience, get your year's experience, which means do everything. Do all 48 states. If you can do Canada too. Get a feel of all of it. Get a feel of everything, because in that you got to also get an understanding of how the truck and stuff function, how it works, how the hours of service is. Let's see, hours of service and stuff. Just the feel. You got to get the complete feel, man, of this. Because if you get the truck, right, straight out of CDL school, you may find out this ain't what you want to do. Now you're stuck with a truck. Now you're stuck with the truck and stuff, and you're going to have to sell the truck. You're going to have to sell the truck and stuff, and you ain't going to get the money that you put into it. So I say save your money first, right? And if you decide that you want to go in for the long haul, yeah, then get the truck only after a year. Give yourself a year. Give yourself to really know this industry and say, okay, you know what? I think I can go and do this. Because some people get the license, and then circumstance can sometimes prevent you from your circumstance can staying out here and everything. Because see, right now you might have a wife, you might have some babies at the house and stuff, and you say, okay, all right, at first, okay, I'm getting it out there for them and stuff, but then you get them phone calls, hey daddy, I miss you, I wish you was here, stuff like that. If you ain't got that real, if your mind doesn't get adjusted right, then this job is gonna be torture to you, and you're gonna wind up just stepping on out of it. So give yourself a year, and then after a year, get your truck. Okay, so let's see. All right, this right here, right, the filters. I don't know how many people have said some things and stuff about these filters and been scaring the heck out of me. Say, oh man, Rooster, them daggone filters like, man, to get some new ones and stuff like $15,000. Let's see, I have the money for it already, and I am 100% sure I'm in for the long haul. Okay. All right. Hey, listen. So answer this question for me then. Hold, let me switch this back. Okay. Answer this question for me. Now, you 100% sure, right? And you got the dough. Let's see. I'm 100% sure I'm in for the long haul. No kids. Wife knows what's up. Okay. You still married. You still married. Okay. So again, have you I know you want to do this, right? But are you saying that you just got your CDLs and you trying to get into this? I mean, did you just get your CDLs and you about to get into it, or you already got them and you done did a little bit of time and stuff? You know, cause that's important. That's important. The wifey factor is very important. It's very, very important. Because it's not, cause the thing is, again, it's not fair. It's not fair to give yourself that assumption and say, okay, yeah, I'm in, cause you don't know. You know, that's why I say give yourself that year. You know, give yourself that year. I know you 100% committed, but you know, I'm telling you, this job, man, is, you know, I know we make it look fun and stuff like that, you know, and trip out and chrome decked out trucks and stuff and all the lingo and stuff like, but you know, it's a real deep thing inside this industry, man. It really is and stuff. I mean, you know, I first started driving, I was 20, let's see. No, I'm in school now. Did all my research and stuff for 2 years. Okay. All right. Let me give you some history, and I'm gonna use myself as an example. Okay. I've been around trucks all my life. I've been around them all my life. From the day I hit the earth, I've been around trucks all my life. So I knew that this is what I wanted to be and stuff. And so all I was waiting on to get old enough. Okay. I got married when I was young, right? I was 20 years old. I was 20 years old when I got young. And I started driving trucks February 8th, 2002. Okay. Now, the job really didn't play too much of a factor into it. It kind of played a little bit. It played a little bit into our marriage, and it kind of didn't. The job can be a factor, right? But then what can also be a factor too and stuff is that you making that transition over and stuff, and like, you know, money is starting to come more consistently. You know, money's gonna start coming more consistently, and you know, when that money start coming in, people change. When they change, it ain't always for the best. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to have a strong mentality. Your wife got to have a strong mentality, because see, you're going to get tested. You're going to get tested. Believe that. And it's all, you know, the world always goes after the weaker one, and it ain't always the woman. It ain't always the woman. Men fall short. Men fall short too. The problem is men don't want to admit that they fall short. They want to justify their shortcomings and stuff and say, well, you know, don't do that. All right. I know I'm getting off track, but what I'm saying is, when I provided for my wife, right? I provided for her and stuff. And anyway, that ended terribly. It ended terribly and stuff. And so, you know, whatever you set up with your wife, stay committed. Stay committed. Don't sit there and jump off and just jump off and stuff. So if you say, look, I want to go and get this truck and stuff like that, you know, which I say I'm not recommending you do that till after a year. Give yourself that year. you know, and that way let everything play itself out and stuff, you know, see how everybody gonna make that adjustment, you know, with you being away from home and stuff like that. You know, your interactions and stuff like that, you know, learn how to, you know, learn a better way of communication and stuff, because you ain't gonna always be home. And when she wants you home, you ain't gonna be there. You're gonna miss a lot of birthdays, you're gonna miss a lot of important stuff, and it might not even be your fault. You know, you could probably be on your way home, right? But you know, on your way home, that clock hit 0 and you still 2 hours away. What you gonna do? You know, what you gonna do and stuff, you know? So I mean, you gotta take all this stuff into accountability, you know, cause it's a wonderful job. Don't get me wrong. It's a wonderful job, man. I wouldn't want to do nothing else except this. But I mean, it's just, you know, the world is gonna test you. You know what I'm saying? And it goes after the week of one and stuff, man. Like, look, you know, y'all get into an argument. Y'all get into an argument and stuff. You know, who gonna be strong? Who gonna be strong and stuff? You know, y'all get into disagreements and stuff like that. You can't be behind his wheel. You can't be behind his wheel and stuff, man. You know, y'all going back and forth and everything, even though they got all this hands-free stuff, you know. Can't be behind his wheel and stuff and then talking about, you know, trying to work stuff out, man, you know, but at the same time, you got a job you got to do too. So, you know, you kind of in limbo and stuff with that. You know, people sitting there hitting you up, old friends hit you up on social media and stuff like that. You know, you got to have a strong mind and stuff to say, man, look, I'm committed. All right, and this the way it is and stuff. Cause I see a lot of people think because they can't be seen and stuff, that, you know, ain't nobody paying you no mind. Ain't nobody paying you no attention. You know, cause truck drivers have a bad reputation and stuff for saying that they got a woman in every state. All right, so, okay. Let's see, so where was I? But yeah, like I said, my final recommendation, give yourself a year. Give yourself a year and stuff like that. Learn the industry, the ins and outs and stuff. And after that year, then make that decision. Say, okay, you know what? I'm all in. You know, cause trust me, you'll thank yourself for giving yourself that year. All right. So let's see, where was I? All right, switch back. Okay. Now, people was talking about these filters. They were talking about these filters and stuff, and they said, oh man, these daggone filters, like, man, they like 19, no, they like $1,500, $1,600 a piece. You know, you got about $3,500 in brand new filters. Okay, there's no such thing that you will never get a brand new OEM part for your truck. You can just hang that up. They do not do, especially Freightliner. You will never get a brand new OEM part for your truck. Everything that they got coming out there and stuff, man, is used. Everything. It's not used. That's a bad word. Used. What do they call it? Refurbished. That's what it is. Refurbished. Everything gonna be refurbished. So the filters and stuff, I didn't know how those work and stuff like that. You know, everybody got these cleaning things. Detroit don't clean theirs. They what Detroit do is they sell you some refurbished ones and stuff. That's the price there, $625. You got to get two of them. Now, this is something that you can avoid here. That $1,040. If you know that it's getting around that time and stuff, go somewhere where they can inspect them things first. Cause these right here got to get sunk off, and it's gonna take a month before Detroit decide that you know, okay, yeah, they good, and then they'll refund me that money. But you know, who got a month? I mean, seriously, who got a month, man? I mean, you know, I want to keep that money in my pocket. But anyhow, stuff. So you know, the def bladder was part of this. The other part was the you know, getting the def filters and stuff changed, getting the accumulator reset, and let's see what else. Okay, this show everything and stuff that they did. And then this final thing was my S-Part heater, which I didn't want to waste no more time and stuff with that and everything. So anyway, final price, you can see it's paid for and stuff like that. So so I owe myself now this amount right here. So I got to get so I said, Self, I'm going to pay you back in 4 weeks. Self said, okay, go ahead, cut me the check. So they cut me, so, you know, Self cut the check with no interest. And, you know, I intend to pay that money back. You know, simple as that. That's why I say save your money. Save your money. That way, when stuff got to be done and everything, you just cut yourself the check, go ahead, cut that check, and just move on and stuff, right? That way, you ain't got to sit there and, you know, go back and forth and say, well, hey, man, you know, I can get you paid back, and all right, well, we can loan you the money, but then, you know, that 42 going to turn into $7 grand and stuff, because they want to charge $3 grand in interest for giving you $4,200, you know, because they know you're going to get the money back. But, you know, anyhow, like I said, more important, save your money. So this takes up the grand total, what I got in the truck now, to 19 grand. 19 grand. If I can get my $1,000 cord, it'll be 18 grand. Still a lot of money for 1 year. But that's what you're up against, you know. So anyway, that's that. So the next question I wanted to ask, the next question I wanted to answer was, why don't I get the one box deleted? Why don't I get it deleted? Okay. The only truck I would run a super tune on is the that Pro Star with the Max Force engine. That's the only one, because if you get this thing, if you get it deleted, first you gotta find somebody, all right? Because a lot of people sit there and claim that they know what they're doing and stuff like that, and they don't. Now, once you get it deleted, they still got sensors in it. They still got sensors in it because the ECM still thinks that, you know, it's still wired up to that one box, right? It's still wired up to that one box and stuff. So unless they come out with a new ECM that can completely run without the use of that one box system, then, you know, you still got to use the same DD15 ECM. That DD15 ECM is still wired to your one box. So it's gonna be doing a sensor check test and stuff, and those sensors and stuff don't go off, then now you got check engine light. In fact, it's gonna go into panic mode and stuff, and then your whole truck is derated. So, you know, that means now you got to go back and pay this guy a visit and get your sensors and stuff reset. So, you know, it starts out inexpensive. Like, you know, okay, well, I might have 10, 11 grand and stuff in the one box, right? But to get it deleted is gonna cost $3,500. But then shoot, you know, each time that sensor stuff go off, you got to go pay this man a visit, and you got to pay this particular dude here. You can't just go anywhere else, cause you know, you take it to Freightliner or whatever and stuff. You know, you take the Freightliner and stuff like that. I mean, you know, they're gonna run their check on it, and once they see it's been deleted and stuff, they're gonna recommend, okay, well, we can't do no more work unless, you know, you get this, this, and this done. All right. So, you know, they're gonna know stuff like that. So it's just, if they can make an ECM If they can make an ECM that can operate without the use of the one box system, I'll get it deleted. I sure would. But if you talking about still running this same ECM and stuff and then having dummy sensors, nah. Now the only truck, like I said, the only truck I seen people get away with it on with those super tunes is those International Pro Stars with that Max Force engine. They got it's a guy where I ain't gonna put him out there. Just say I see him every week. And I see him every week and stuff, man. He doing his thing. In fact, he doing it so much so he went and bought him another one. Did the exact same thing and stuff, man. I mean, he run from Jersey to Miami every week. And I mean, he got that Max Force engine. He got that Max Force engine, put that super tune on and stuff, and every week up and down that road and stuff, man. So the other thing is they don't really look at you too hard, on a Pro Star with that Max Force engine and stuff. I mean, they don't look at you. In fact, they almost expect you to do it. It's almost expected. But I mean, I ain't seen too many people too high run them on these run them on these Freightliners and stuff. The only other truck I seen somebody do it on was a Peterbilt 389. Yep, that's the only other truck I seen, and that's just one guy. There's just one guy with that one truck. But as far as those internationals with the Max Force engines, like I said, I did my video. I did my video and stuff. I caught a lot of flack behind it because people think I'm suggesting them to go and buy a Pro Star with a Max Force engine. That ain't what it was. That was for people that had more insight about trucking and stuff like that. They knew what I was talking about. So that's staying there. I like to, but until they get a ECM in a DD15 that can run without the use of that one box system inside the ECM, then I'm going to stick with what I got. The other thing I wanted to give a breakdown on was what happened to me today, right? What happened to me today and stuff. I was supposed to do this load for this particular broker company that happens to be very large, right? Now, booked the load yesterday. I got out the shop and stuff. Me and him talking, communicating and stuff like that. Thought the guy was a pretty cool guy and stuff, right? So I said, all right, cool. So we sit there, we booked the load and stuff. I sent the confirmation back to him. He said, all right, hey, listen, man. Hey, Rooster, I need you there between 5 and noon. What time can you get there? I said, all right, I'll be there in the morning around 9, 10 o'clock. He said, all right, cool. So we left with his dad. We left with his dad and stuff. I head down the highway, give me some sleep, wake up in the morning, stuff, start heading down. I get the phone call from one of his guys. And so, we communicate, and he said, all right, what's your ETA and stuff? So, all right, we still good for 9 o'clock. He said, all right, good. I'm gonna go ahead and send the information and stuff like that. Let them know that you're on your way. And so I asked him again. I said, hey, listen, we still good between 9 and noon, right? He said, absolutely. And left with his dad. So I'm picking up the load in Brooklyn, right? That was the reason why I was asking the questions about, listen, man, okay, we still good. Because the guy is loading from the street. He loading from the street and stuff. So, it's one of those deals where you got to get in there, get the load, get on out there. So, sit there, get into Brooklyn. I get into Brooklyn and stuff. I get right around the corner and stuff. So I say, all right, let me get this customer a call. So I call him up, say, hey, such and such, I'm here to take this load via the Monrovia, Maryland. He said, man, no, dude. He said, man, we ain't expecting you to later on this evening. I'm like, shoot. I said, no, I said, I'm right around the corner and stuff, man. We gonna get this thing now. No, what I meant to tell you is that, I called the broker this morning and I let him know what time the product was gonna be ready. So I get on the phone, call the broker back and stuff and say, dude, look, hey, how this thing gonna work, man? Cause load don't pick up to this evening. I already started my clock and stuff, and I'm already over in Brooklyn, right? So, you know, what you want me to do? Cause it's several places I can go and stuff, right? But you know, I just need to know what they gonna do there and stuff. Cause if it's enough time, then I can sit there, take a, you know, give me an 8-hour break, you know, run an 8-hour break and stuff, then come on back and stuff, right? You know, so of course I call him and he gives me the runaround and stuff, right? You know, he ain't, you know, I call and say, all right, fine, I'll wait. If a guy gets all, you know, he forgets all about me. So I call him back again and stuff, man. You know, hey, you know, what's going on, man, dude? Hey, what's it gonna be? So he keeps on giving me the runaround, So I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm done. Done with him. So call him back. I say, man, listen, you know, it's obvious you don't want to talk. It's obvious you don't want to talk to me and stuff like that. And all I'm trying to do is just get an understanding how we're gonna work this thing out. And, you know, I'm gonna make you a bill for load order not used, and I'm gonna roll on out and stuff, and that's that. So, of course, you know, he gets upset and stuff and say, well, you know, you can make the bill, but you know, I ain't gonna pay it. I said, cool, you know, you don't have to. I mean, that's that, you know, you have that right. And so, which leads me to what do you do next when you make a load order not used? What do you do in order for the broker to get your money? Because I drove all the way from Connecticut. Crossed over that you know, crossed over that $42 bridge, right? And I got to pay both ways. In all this traffic, all this work, and still running my reef at -10 to get it pre-cooled. What do I do to get my money back from that? So, all right, since he wanted to give me the runaround, since he didn't want to communicate with me and stuff, I said, I'm going to make the bill for $500. All right, so what you do is that you take the original invoice that was sent to you. You take the original invoice that was sent to you and any text messages that you receive from the broker, right? As long as everything is copacetic, meaning that you follow everything down to the letter. So my original rate confirmation sheet shows that load was supposed to be picked up between 5 and 12. You know, also got it documented on my ELD and stuff, right? What time I arrived. So you also going to take that and use that too. Okay. You get all those documents, you make an invoice, and then you send it to them. Now, the only reason why you're making a load order not used because they haven't sent you any kind of updates to let you know what was really going on. Like, hey man, load's not gonna pick up at this time or that time here. You know, that way you can make a business decision. So, you take the invoice, you take all the documents that you have, you make sure that you was there on time in the location, and then you send them the bill. All right. Now he has a copy. You have a copy of it. And say that he doesn't pay. Okay, that's cool, right? Now he's gonna move freight again. And this is where it's gonna get kind of tricky, but you got to make sure that you stay consistent. All right. Now, you pick up the load and stuff, and all right, everything is everything. Once you get it picked up, once it's on the back of your truck, you give them a phone call and stuff and say, hey man, you know what? I was going through my records and I was seeing I got a truck order not used and stuff that you guys didn't pay for, right? You know, now the document was sent out at this time here and stuff, so that means you got a copy of it. You know, what you did with it, that's up to you. You know, but the thing is that you got a copy, and I got a copy right here. So, if you want this load delivered, you're gonna have to pay this money. So we can do it one of two ways. You can either add it on to this invoice on this load that I have now, or you can go ahead and cut me a check, which I prefer that you go ahead and get that check cut. Right now, that's when you can start, you know, if you got any late fees that you want to add them on in there. Add them on in there and stuff. But you got that freight, and you let them know that, man, listen, I can't release this freight until you pay for this this load order not used. Cause as it stands right now and stuff, your credit is bad. Cause trust me, if you know, they'll do the same thing to you. If you mess around, and whatever happens on your end, if you late with a load or whatever and stuff, they're gonna send a bill right to the company. The company gonna pay that bill. They gonna pay it. Otherwise, that and stuff, they gonna say, well, you know what? You can't haul none of our freight. And they usually get you. They usually get you when you trying to get that load, you know. And so you got to learn to get them too and stuff. But we got to stay consistent with it. We can't sit there and say, we can't get all emotional and say, you know, we can't get all emotional and upset and stuff and say, oh man, you know, and calling people all types of names or whatever. You get, you know, use your business to your advantage. You become very business savvy. And that way they'll remove all emotion and stuff like that. So, you know, you won't run into those issues with brokers again. Like, man, okay, he got me driving all the way over here and stuff, and he didn't pay me for this, and he didn't pay me for that. Make an invoice for it. Make an invoice for it and stuff. Let him know that you talk to him about it. And once you know he got that invoice, you know, you do another load for him again. And then that's when you remind him, okay, listen, now he got to pay because, see, that load that he has now, he's under contract with it. But you was also under contract. You was also under contract with that other load too. You know, so make sure that you read it. Make sure that you read it. Make sure that you follow everything to the letter. Make sure you was on time. Make sure it was on time. It was documented and it was communicated. And let them know you're gonna send them a bill. And they'll say this stuff every single, oh man, I'm not paying this, I ain't paying that. But you get hooked up to that load and stuff and you tell them, okay, all right, now I ain't moving until I get my money. I suggest you go and cut me a check right now and stuff. They're going to get upset. Or they're going to get mad. They're going to get mad and stuff, but they're going to remember. When more drivers and stuff start staying consistent with that, then that stuff will cut out. Because trust me, they do it at trucking companies every single day. Anytime a customer call and hit them up and stuff and say, well, you got this fee right here, that fee, they're going to go look it up and see, okay, what trucking company did that? And they're going to send them the bill, and the trucking company's going to pay it. They're going to pay it. Bottom line, you know. So, had that issue and stuff went on with me. You know, of course, it bothered me, but I mean, you know, that's what I'm in the process of stuff of doing. And I'll show you once I get, you know, once I get everything and stuff set, you know, I'll send the bill off, you know, I'll give you the step-by-step, and I'll show you. I don't want to put the company out there that was responsible for it and stuff. I mean, you know, you kind of figure it out yourself and stuff. They're rather a large brokering agency, you know. But anyhow, those are the breakdowns and stuff like that. To that first guy and stuff that I was talking to, hey, listen, man, I'm sorry if I got a little bit passionate and stuff. Like, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just saying, man, look, I want you to succeed, but I don't want you jumping in face first in something because you say, man, look, I can handle it. I've been preparing for 2 years and stuff like that. That's good. That's good. But get that hands on, man. Get out here, feel it for yourself, see it for yourself, and then that way you can make that decision. Because, you know, a lot of guys do that same thing. They go out there straight out of school, get them a truck, and they say, man, you know what? I don't want to be in it no more, but now I got to be in it because I got this truck. And if I get rid of this truck, then my problems will be over. But, you know, you spent $30,000 on this truck, and then everybody that's coming up, you know, wanting to buy the truck off for what, 5-10 grand, you know, 5-10 grand, and they know that your truck is every worth what you paid for it. You know, you ain't put no time. You know, you ain't put no time in it, nothing like that. Everything's still brand new. And they want to beat you up for pennies on the dollar, you know. So don't put yourself through that. But, shoot, I guess that's that and stuff, man. 34 minutes in. Anybody got any questions? They want to put anything out there and stuff, any kind of shout outs? See, doggone. What else I was gonna say? No, I guess that's it for right now and stuff, man. Shoot. I guess since I'm at Hunts Point and stuff, let me show y'all guys if you interested and want to run out here. Right there beside me is the Hunts Point. It is the Hunts Point Vegetable Market, right? The Hunts Point Produce Market. What the heck am I talking about? All right, this is the street that's in front of it. Right now, if you ever decide to come over here, there are two things that you can do. The produce market that's in there, if you got a load, right, and you going in there, you need $30 to get in. It costs you $30 to get in there and stuff, cash only. Okay, so make sure that you have the cash. If you don't, they're going to turn you around. And as you can see, there ain't many places over here that, well, unless you understand the area well, you know, it's gonna be real hard for you and stuff to find an ATM and everything. So anyhow, this is my little hangout spot and stuff. Every time I come to New York, this is where I usually hang out at and stuff, over here on Randall and Howlett. Right behind me is the let's see, right behind, well, let me get out and show you, so that way you know. Okay, that's the corner of Randall and Hallett. All right, now if you go into the meat market, and stuff, you just stay on this road here. You follow it all the way down. You go all the way down to where you can't go no more. All right, and you make a left. Once you make that left, the road's gonna circle all the way around. It's gonna circle all the way around. It's a one-way street, and so once you get back almost to over here to this road here and stuff, you'll see the entrance to the meat market and stuff on the right-hand side. You go in there. That's $30 too, if you want to go in there. It's $30 for the produce, $30 for the meat market and stuff, and that's cash only. So, you know, just make sure that you got the cash on hand, and you won't run into any problems and stuff. And so, you know, and that's when the real fun begins, you know, especially this produce market. That's where the real fun begins at. Man, I mean, they make you lose your mind up in there. But it's real easy. It's not hard. It's not hard to get to. In fact, you know, if you get a load to the Bronx, chances are you either come into one of those two markets, Budweiser, or this place called Baldor. Baldor and stuff. It's also a produce market too, but you know, it's more of a food distribution place and stuff than anything. If you go to Baldor or Budweiser, doesn't cost you nothing to get in there and stuff. But you know, if you do happen to get over here early, you know, you can chill over here on this road, even though it got no parking. Now, this is where it also gets tricky too, is cause to know whether the police is gonna give you a ticket or not. When you come over here on this street, if you see like vending over here on the side of the street and stuff, like, you know, guys selling sandwiches and drinks and stuff like that, then that's the day that the police isn't gonna mess with you. But if you don't see that all night, then chances are you're gonna get a ticket. You know, and they sneak it up on you and stuff. You won't even know. It's like you sleep, wake up in the morning, get out, do your pre-trip, ticket right there on the your ticket right there in the door handle. As you can see, it's not live over here, so you don't have to worry about people coming messing with you, and you know, lot lizards and all this other stuff. You know, it's pretty quiet. It's nothing like how they say on TV. You know, you hear all these gunshots and stuff like that. Like, oh, it's a terrible place. No, it's fairly simple place and stuff. I mean, you know, real quiet, real quiet, real calm. You know, The places up here that deliver, they know where you at. All you gotta tell them is like, hey man, you know, want some food? Okay, where you at? All right, I'm in front of the produce market. They'll find. Okay, all right, you a truck driver? Yep. They'll find you. Prices over here and stuff ain't that bad either. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I mean, some people got, you know, you just got a strange misconception and stuff about, you know, being in New York and stuff like that. I mean, other than the trash, you know, you can see that mattress there with some trashy truck driver left, because, you know, it's usually pretty clean over here for the most part. But yep, it is what it is, man. It's Hunts Point Market over here in Bronx, New York. Oh yeah, that's the only noise and stuff you probably hear. These, you know, your internet reception is gonna be kind of bad because of the airplanes and stuff. But you know, for the most part, they just, you know, as long as the traffic and stuff is low, then you know your internet gonna be fine. But if that traffic is high, then you're gonna have drop calls and your internet gonna be slow. Even though you got 4G LTE or 5G, it just, you know, that's that. Well, if nobody has anything and stuff, man, I'm going to go and jump on off here. And like I said, as always, contact information is right there on the page. Feel free to hit me up, you know, as long as it's about trucking. We can conversate all day, all night till we get it right. And with that being said, it's your man right here, the one and only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, telling you as always, continue to do your research, fact finding studies, honest on your skills every day. Till next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, and peace out.